Meow. This video is sponsored by nobody, the fate most aspiring YouTubers will ultimately face. Now, whether being a YouTuber is seen as a legitimate career has everything to do with who you ask. Now, if you ask Gen Alpha kids, their answer will always be, wow, yeah, I wish I can make videos for money. But if you ask adults the same thing, they're gonna think you're an OnlyFans model. Now, if you search online how much the average YouTuber makes, the figure is shown to be higher than even a doctor. Now this of course is false because they're extrapolating data from literally only the top 10 YouTubers, while the rest of us are making less than minimum wage. Now if you look at this channel at the time of recording, I have about 8.7k subscribers. So does this make me a YouTuber? At what point does it go from a hobby, where you mindlessly post videos on what you actually like, to a full-from business seeing views as only a monetary aspect? Now the answer is of course the point where you get recognized in public, to which you're too embarrassed to actually admit you make videos for a living. Now being successful on YouTube is much harder than you think. First of all, you have to pick a niche, which is a certain topic or style of video that you like to pursue. For example, if you like playing video games and you like talking, you become a gaming channel. Now if you love talking and love to see nature, you of course become Logan Paul.
I think there's someone right there.
Now there are a ton of channels that try to give advice to people on how to be successful, like vidIQ. However, these are very general tips and most likely won't get you very far because the 100,000 other people watching are using the same ideas. For example, it's good advice to copy MrBeast's style, as he is seen as the biggest YouTuber. Now after seeing that your video got 3 views and not 300 million, you realize that you gave away bubblegum instead of a Lamborghini. Now another method to making it big is of course imitating other people's styles. And I use the word imitating and not copying because it hurts my feelings when someone in the comments brings up how I'm a Walmart casually explained. Now while grappling with the existential crisis of whether a YouTuber is a viable option as a future career, let me take you through the different stages. Now at this point in your journey, you have freshly made an account with a total of 0 subscribers. Now you open up your window and get hit with a fresh breeze and realize it's the call of endless opportunities or just your neighbor taking a giant shit. Now, your first option would be picking between making long-form content or YouTube shorts, or in other words, making long-form content or be gay. Now, once you're hydrophobic like plastic, the next move would be to pick what you would like to make. Now, you of course didn't think this far ahead, with your full plan being 1. Make an account, and 2. Buy a house. Now, once you realize you're mediocre at everything, you go stream on Twitch. Now most people are stuck here because they think that their content is somehow generational, which is the equivalent of your grandma telling you that you're the most handsome boy in the world, which of course I am. Now you can think of the YouTube algorithm as a tough parent. Now let's say you want to make a Minecraft Let's Play with your friends. Now this of course would be impossible because A, you're 15 years too late, and B, you don't have friends, so keep making horseshit until something lands. Now one of your fucking atrocious videos escaped and somehow got recommended, getting a record-breaking 1 million views, beating the previous record by 1 million views. Now at this point, doctors describe a strong urge to change genders and bake cupcakes, but if you manage to fight it off, maybe Charlie won't make an entire video on your ass. Now there are many things beginner YouTubers should know to hit stage 3, starting off with a thumbnail. Now a thumbnail is a visual component on the front of a video and it's what people see on their homepage. And while your homepage is full of half-naked girls in anime, no in between, what exactly makes a good thumbnail? Now the first style is of course called a 2-block. Now these thumbnails contrast between 2 different components such as night and day, homeless and rich, togi, and being sober. Now, if you want to shake things up a bit, you might want to go with an animated thumbnail. Now, these get really high CTR or click-through rate if done correctly, a metric that determines the number of times a video is clicked on relative to shown. Now, if you're not an artist and have thumbnails that look like this, you might want to consider the clickbait thumbnail, which displays something often exaggerated or not true. For example, the premise of your video may be to give food to homeless people, which is great, but even though all you did was buy 1 single cheeseburger, the thumbnail makes it look like you fed all of Africa. Now once a YouTuber has revised their topic and improved their thumbnail, the last step in hitting stage 3 is retention. Now retention is the percentage of video watched relative to skipped. So for example, even though your professor can talk for 60 minutes straight, his retention of the class ended with of course, "Good morning everyone."
Buford, you listening? Now get this. That's when the subcommittee had to.
Now, a good base audience with a good thumbnail and good retention altogether makes one high-performing long-form video. Either that, or you're gay.
And I'd give up forever to